Hey everyone, I hope that you are doing well. Well, I'll talk about a sign of the times. Um, Hopefully I get to some uploads. It's been a lot going on the past 2 days. No videos. It's like, oh my gosh, I missed my YouTube family. But I hope you're doing well. I pray and hope your finances are blessed beyond measure, abundance, happiness, not just your physical well being, your financial well being, but also your emotional and mental well being. Friend of mine said, "Hey, I bumped into so and so." Now, I do have friends, they are into the Range Rover, the BMW, the Mercedes Benz, those kind of vehicles. Okay. So a friend of mine said, "Hey, I bumped into one of my homeboys," and he's like, I only have like two, maybe three. Okay. And he said, it was disturbing. This individual, he and his wife, good paying careers, um, their income 200 plus, annually. And most people live check to check. So if they're making 200K a year, they're still check to check. I did a video on that. Even people making like 250 a year, living paycheck to paycheck, and then once those checks stop, oh my gosh. So here's someone we know. And he and his wife, they both drive a big body Benz, okay? It's like, wow, they spent some money on some vehicles. And that's their money. And I understand you work so hard and you're like, hey, I accomplished this. I want to have something nice. I want to have something that, that compliments me, that I feel I deserve. I totally get it, okay? Been there, done that. Totally get it. But I didn't buy Benz. Totally get it. I remember, matter of fact, a friend of mine with me is like, hey, it was like two of them. One was, you're going to buy this Tesla, other one, you're going to buy this Benz. And I was like, I just couldn't pull the trigger on the money. And I'm glad I didn't. But maybe I should have bought that Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, he said he looked forlorn, looked really sad. I'm like, okay, you ran into so and so. What happened? He said, he told him, I'm glad I ran into you. You're not going to believe this. He didn't have enough gas money to make it home. Well, I'm thinking, okay, so you look forlorn, but there's got to be a punchline in here somewhere, right? He said, man, they talked. He said, he had $4 cash. And at this point, I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me because do you have a debit or credit card? He said, the guy told him, nice, friendly guy. And I'm like, man, you would think on the outside everything's going well. He only had $4 and asked his friend slash business associate colleague if he could loan him some cash so he could put gas into his beautiful Mercedes Benz. Because basically it was on E and he was just trying to get home. Hold on. He's still working. So he ran into a friend earlier that day. On who was out with lunch with somebody, what have you. But he said, oh, I'm glad I ran into you. Doing business hours. Asked him if he could loan him money to get home. Because he only had $4 cash. So I'm like, there is a thing called debiting. Okay, debit card maxed out. You have a credit card, a backup card in case something goes wrong. Obviously, that wasn't an option. So the friend was like, well, I've got $15 cash and gave him the $15. And I thought to myself, so you only had $4. How do you buy this kind of vehicle? And I understand life happens. And you only have $4? How far was that $4 going to go? Get you maybe 1.5 miles? I don't know. So disturbing. So disturbing to me. So sad. It's like, yeah. He gave him $15 so he could use that for gasoline. Blows my mind. Four. He only had $4 cash. And obviously, there was no debit or credit card available. I'm like, maybe he left his wallet. He didn't say. He just said, yo, he's nice. He has to speak with him at the time, one-on-one. Hey, man, got a minute? The issue is he has a good paying job. You've got a good paying job. So you're still knocking down your six figures. And you don't have gas money to get home? Maybe something happened. I don't know, but it made me think, huh. So if this happens when you still have your six-figure income, what the heck do you think may happen? Heaven forbid there's a job loss. Heaven forbid there is a job loss. What do you see happening? If you only have $4 for gas and it was just shocking to me. It's like it's one of those things. You kind of, the person they're serious, sober, and them, so you're kind of hoping at some point there's a punchline where, because this just cannot be. Things not always as they seem. Listen, there have been times when it's like, if it was something I needed $50K or whatever. Oh, I don't need any help or a husband. I can do it myself. Just write the check. $75K, just write the check. Ooh, times change. You think? Always try to have something, anything, as some kind of reserve. But here's the problem. With inflation and jobs laying off, it takes pretty much two paychecks to have a comfortable living in most cases. One paycheck mess up can ruin the whole thing. What if there's only one income coming in? Even like I said, you can have two. There's no guarantee, because if more is going out. I remember this guy back in the day. This was like maybe a guy like maybe like 15 years ago, and it was really weird. He and his wife both had good careers. He actually worked, I believe, with my sister. Good careers, and they did something that was highly unconventional. They both made good money, lived in an apartment, and they had gone through something. You know what they did? They lived in an apartment. And I believe at this time the kids were already grown, so I think they had kids young, and I can understand kids young. Oh my God, you know what can happen. Lived in the apartment. Now it's the wife and him. House, a whole lot of money going out. They went through something. They got an apartment. Both of them worked, and you know what? They lived off of one income. They lived off of one income. They actually lived off of the wife's income. But hold on, this wasn't Dusty Dan this time. They lived off the wife's income. And know what they did? Aside from minor expenses, they pretty much banked his income, and it was a checking account with both their names on it. So it wasn't like he was living off his wife, you know what I'm saying, and just holding his check. They were pretty much just putting his check in the bank. Her job paid more money. Put his check in the bank, and I think he was saying, hey, aside from like maybe gasoline, food, and lunch, his check would go into that account, both their names on it. And he was like, oh yeah, we're pretty much saving like everything aside from all the money. If it comes out of her checking account, out of her paycheck, the bills. And he was like, oh yeah, we're saving pretty. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. He was saying that they were saving most of his income. And again, this was way, maybe like 10 years ago. That income, he wasn't making a whole lot, but check it. He was making like early 40s in a year. So minus the taxes, They had money saved up, and he said they had a plan. They were going to do this for like 10 years. So what if they just saved, let's say minus the taxes as an expense. Let's just say, what if they just saved, let's say $23,000 a year with their plan. $23,000 a year, if he's able to keep that same job in 10 years, that's $230,000 in 10 years. Gee, if a lot of people had thought that way and sacrificed and willing to downgrade your life temporarily, not forever, temporarily, look at the money they would have. Look at the money they would have. Look at the money they would have had. That's $230,000 in 10 years. But not many people are willing to do that. No, I gotta live fly, I gotta have this and that, and I thought about it. I would rather be in their shoes with some money somewhere, even 5 years, 23 times 5 is 15. That's $115,000. And you have to be disciplined. They weren't going out to eat a lot. They weren't even, from my understanding, even going on vacation. Had a plan. Why? Because they had children young, they raised kids, and they already saw when life got tough, what happened. They already saw it. And they decided, live in an apartment. 2 incomes, living off one. I kid you not. People like that, planning, willing to sacrifice, drivers, older cars. One trying to style and look at me, and hey, they weren't doing that, boo-boo. They weren't. Have a plan. They weren't styling and profiling. Have a plan. Anybody that's with somebody where you want to have a plan, one person is always saving, one person is always spending. Honey, good luck within your relationship, because you sure as hell gonna need it. I'm just saying. Good luck. Because when times get hard, that's when those relationship problems start to eke out. Oh, I was trying to do this, not trying to do that. And then what you did, and there we go. It's going to be a big problem. Because see, one person trying to live for the Joneses, and I want to be seen, and got yourself with some kind of fake idea. Oh, I must have that. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I must have fabric on my walls. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I need curtains or pillows wrapped in Fortuny fabric, okay? No, it must be Fortuny fabric, of course. Well, I've got to call an interior designer. Oh, you do? Oh, Fortuny fabric costs a hell of a lot of money. You better go get you some fabric, some pillows at Ross. No, I must do Fortuny fabric in my pillows. Oh, that's how you get down. Gotcha. When things like this happen, that can cause, I'm telling you, a lot of relationship problems. Oh, hell to the yeah. A lot of problems. Because one person is being conservative and the other one is sitting up here bawling, just bawling. And then when hard times comes, it's not going to be fair for the person that's conservative, that has a plan, that has financial literacy and financial control. That person will sit up here and just pay for everything. Oh, well, you got us. You can handle it. Habits are hard to break. Man, you got to be careful more than ever this day and age of who you hitch your wagon to. I'm telling you, you have to be hella careful who you hitch your wagon to. So this, I thought about it, and it's like, it just can't be. And he's still working on his six. That's the one that blows my mind. You still have that six-figure income. You still have that job, and $4 in cash. Said he needed some money to get home. So I'm like, so that tells me no debit card available. That's probably, and the credit card's probably already been maxed out, is what that tells me. Those debit cards, that credit card probably been maxed out. I was like, so if he had run into you, what was he gonna do? Drive this beautiful car and then wait till it stopped and call for his wife to come get him? if this is happening while you still have your six-figure income, heavens to Betsy, I cannot imagine what would happen in the event of a job loss. I just can't. I cannot imagine. Life is so fragile. If you haven't now, it's time to have those conversations about financial. We can't be balling. I've gotten phone calls, text messages. I've got, and I'm sure you guys do too, honey. They can send me all kind of emails from the Chanel store to the Louis store, what they got going on. I see those Chanel emails. I may click on them, and that's all I'm doing is clicking because the sister sure as heck ain't buying. Even if I had extra cash to do it, not doing it. You better learn to carry the stuff you've got. Now, if you're working in millions of dollars, yeah, you working that kind of money, of course you can do what you want to do. You better carry the stuff you got, switch them up. I see the emails. Oh, look what the Louis V store got. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. I don't need you to call me. You can send a text. I don't need the pit. No, I'm good. I was telling a friend of mine, all these layoffs. Where's the hiring for the people? Can somebody please tell me what the hell are hiring at? Because I'm just sister's not seeing it. I don't see it. What's up? Where's the hiring at? Can somebody tell me where's the hiring at? I don't see it. So all these layoffs, and the people can't place the income. What do you think is going to happen? This is frightening. Please try to learn a different kind of skill. Try to learn, have a backup. You may have a business that's happened to me, and it's like, I'm making the money. Just keep it going. Before you know it, boom, a big old sale might hit. Boop! Wow, what you made normally took you a year to make, you've made that in out of 2 sales already, and it's now June. Hallelujah. Try to have, again, I think, financial conversation. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a conversation right now and close this little old position that I'm looking at, get these little ends and keep on moving. One moment, people. Oh, yeah. I ain't taking no chance. And I'm sorry. I want to go run an errand. Let me clear this position out. All right. Yes. Thank you. Okie dokie. Now I'm a happy camper. Yeah. So, woo. I'm doing my QQQ calls, guys. I had really quick 449, 451 QQQ calls, and then went to 457 plus pre-market. So yes, then I kind of went back in, made some repeats, do a little bit, get a little lunch money going, and a sister's gonna be done for the day. Hooray! But yeah, this day and age, that just like tore into my heart. Like, just say it isn't so. Say it is not so. But unfortunately, people, it was so. $4 is all he had and needed money. He said for gasoline in his car so he could get home. And I guess to get home, get with the wife, maybe borrow one of her cars and they'll figure out the rest. But this is where we are. It's so sad. It is so sad and it is so heartbreaking. Let me get out of this position. And I hope it doesn't look like I'm being rude, but again, I'm kind of working at the same time. I'm getting out. This is where we are. This day and age, man, you got to really be careful. Life is too fragile. It's too stressful. That is scary to me. $4, and you sitting up here borrowing gas money from friends. and driving a big Mercedes Benz. I'm like, my goodness, I know the car's not paid for. It's a hell of a late model vehicle. I think his might be 3 years old. I know it's not paid for. What the heck you think is going to happen if the job loss happens? I pray it doesn't. It's a wrap. And then you think about it, all the money you put into this, and it's just gone. When they repossess some vehicle, the down payment, everything, people lose their house, the down payment, it's just gone. But this is where we are. This is where we are. I don't have a vehicle like this here. Nope. But I don't want to see somebody having a hard time. Hell no. I don't want to see anything like that. Somebody, oh, whatever, they shouldn't have bought that car. They did that. I don't want to see people lose their things, even though they have things that's better, more expensive than I have. I don't get down like that. Well, that's just, it's like, oh my gosh. Sad. Very sad. So let me know what you all think. And it's like, wow, this is how, when the economy is bad, people can lose everything because they're already like teetering on the edge, trying to hold on, teetering on the edge. And Lord have mercy, all it takes is a major loss to happen, and boom, at the game. But this is where we are. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I was just $4 is what he had, and needed gas money just to get that beautiful car home. How I get to work in the morning? I guess see if the wife used one of her cars or something. Don't overskin. Forget about the Joneses, honey. If anything, be frugal with your money, and the Joneses better be like you. Because when the Joneses are losing their assets, guess what? The same ones trying to be like the Joneses will be the same ones standing back watching, going, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just sad to get to the point driving a Mercedes Benz and borrowing gas money from the friends. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out. Oh, I should have held a little longer. Dang it. Oh, wow.